and Chris Hemsworth leaves a farewell message on social media. Is this the end of this version of the God of Thunder? We'll talk later. Hang in there. Hello, Pop Consumer Society. We're back. Let's talk about Chris Hemsworth, who yesterday left a heartfelt comment, a farewell comment, a very grateful comment. But with that hint of goodbye, in this comment, which is showing up on your screen, the actor says goodbye to the audience, thanks them for these 15 years since he started playing the God of Thunder, says it was an incredible journey and so on. Thanks, everyone. It's the typical comment from someone who's saying goodbye, someone who's taking their leave. Chris Hemsworth is confirmed in Avengers Doomsday, okay? He's actually the first cast member who was revealed, which gives him a prominent role. And being one of the original Avengers, being there since the first phase, also gives him veteran status. And now, with this suspicious message, a lot of people started saying that this is the last time we'll see Thor in Marvel movies, at least played by Chris Hemsworth. Many people are also saying that this means he's going to die. Like, oh no, he's saying goodbye because he's going to die, maybe even at the beginning, just like Loki, to show that Doctor Doom didn't come to play around. Yeah, guys, what's the point of this whole story? Let's do a recap here, because the last Thor movie we had was Thor, Love and Thunder. Even though it wasn't a shameful or embarrassing box office, the critics hated it, and the audience, especially Marvel fans, thought the movie was way below the character's potential. Right after that, director Taika Waititi said that what he wanted to do with Thor would be even crazier, way more insane than what he did in Love and Thunder, and that's why he's not interested in continuing. Actually, the formula he so brilliantly brought with Ragnarok, which rewrote the character and made the audience like him again, was extremely exaggerated and went way over the top, almost turning into a parody in Love and Thunder. Soon after, Chris Hemsworth gave interviews saying that he would be interested in returning to the character, but that he wanted the character to regain the respect he deserves. And he regrets having let Taika Waititi's movie turn into an improvisation session, into a sequence of sketches, and that he didn't like what was done with Thor in that movie. Then the speculation started that there could be a next movie, a Thor 5, which could be directed by George Miller, who directed Chris Hemsworth in Mad Max Furiosa. And now Thor would have a different vibe, not that Shakespearean vibe from Thor 1, from Thor 2, which also soured quickly, nor the more comedic pop vibe from Taika Waititi. It would be another idea that would be developed, and then Chris Hemsworth would have the ideal farewell for this character as he deserves. So everyone speculated that at least between Doomsday and Secret Wars there would be a Thor 5. Or then a little after Secret Wars maybe Thor would survive this mini reboot. But from this text, it seems that Chris Hemsworth is really saying goodbye to the character. We can even imagine that he might have gotten the news that there won't be a Thor 5 recently. They put their hand on his shoulder and said, "My dear, we really want you to have a proper farewell for Thor, and that proper farewell will be in Doomsday." So here's the page where your character dies. Thank you very much for your services. Now you set out on a new journey. And good luck in achieving new successes in life. That typical talk from someone who's firing an employee, and then he's upset, hurt, had a few drinks. You know how we get more sensitive, more emotional, ready to break down, to overflow. He went on social media, things you shouldn't do after having a little too much to drink. Mead and left that comment there, almost like a real farewell. And then the speculation starts. Does Thor die? Is this Thor's last adventure or not? Was it just a moment of a little more emotion? The kid, he just left, tried on the costume and looked and said, "Man, I'm Thor, I'm really cool, I'm going to thank everyone," and made a comment. It could be a lot of things. I imagine what it could be, and people already start speculating as if it were true. So this text doesn't mean that Thor dies. It doesn't mean there won't be a Thor 5. It doesn't mean it's not the last time Chris Hemsworth will play Thor. Maybe it really is the last time, because he's an actor with other projects. He wants to do other things, and he's been Thor for 15 years. All of that tires an actor out. The character wears the actor out, even with these new versions. And we're also seeing a reboot coming up with Secret Wars, which in my humble opinion could be a total reboot. For me, no one would be left. No one would be left. I would take advantage of it. I would use up all my options. I would burn through everything, squeeze the last drop of milk from this cow, and prepare Marvel Studios for a new generation. It wouldn't even be a next saga or a next phase. I would end the phases, start everything over at phase 1, and tell the Marvel story once again, but this time through the eyes of the X-Men, from the X-Men's point of view instead of Iron Man's, which is really what happened at Marvel. Now, Iron Man Avengers expanded, got way too big, and now it's time to stop. Put it away, all right, leave it for the nostalgic fans, and start over with X-Men, with new actors, a new cast, without worrying, without having to explain that it's a reboot or that someone could still come back from the multiverse. Enough. Just make a new story with a new young actor playing Thor to start everything over again. For me, that's what should have happened. So I'm not sad that Chris Hemsworth isn't Thor anymore. I think his cycle could very well have ended or could end now. With these two movies, I don't know if he dies. I just feel like we'll never find out why Thor was crying over Deadpool's body. This is a discussion that the internet has been bringing back from time to time. Imagining that in Secret Wars. Or in Doomsday, they're going to explain why Thor is crying while hugging Deadpool. I'm warning you here that maybe it's just a harmless joke from Ryan Reynolds. There was that scene of Thor crying. He made an edit to make a joke, and nobody is really interested in explaining what that is. There's no explanation at all. It's just a harmless joke that isn't supposed to be paid for. It's from that moment. It's one of many realities. It doesn't have to be the reality of the Marvel Cinematic Universe there, of the In-Between or Secret Wars. There's no need to explain this story, but if Chris Hemsworth doesn't come back anymore, or he dies, Thor dies in this movie, suddenly he meets Jane Foster in Valhalla. Happily ever after. That's it. They have a wedding in Valhalla. It's over. That's good enough. So if Thor dies, we won't know why he was crying with Deadpool. And maybe we weren't supposed to know. Maybe the fun is not knowing. Maybe the fun is people imagining why and not showing why. Let it be part of the joke. That Ryan Reynolds left for us, since we don't have any expectations and only rumors of Deadpool showing up in Secret Wars. Maybe he will, but so far there's nothing really reliable about that. But what do you think? Why did he write what he wrote the way he wrote it at the time he wrote it? What are you predicting will happen? Let's see if you get it right. Write it down below. I'll be back soon with more pop culture topics, and after the intro, some channel options will appear for you to click and stick around with me a little longer. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do me that favor too, will you? If you're already subscribed to the channel, leave a comment, because if you test the algorithm, if you stop commenting, stop leaving likes, YouTube stops recommending it. Then you say, wow, 4 things he stopped making videos. No, I didn't stop. 3 videos a day, maybe more, but you're not getting them because you're not interacting. So leave some engagement here. See you later. See you soon. See you in a bit. Bye. Thank you for watching.